Hello, my name's Josh. I am the Director of Customer Support here at Mangomint. And today we're going to be going over Mangomint 101. And so essentially a lot of account setup and kind of getting started in the software. What I'll do is I'll share my screen. We'll join a kind of fake Mangomint account that we have created to show you guys. As you'll see, we are joined our fake demo Mangomint account called Three Rivers Salon. And so really the thing to note here is if you have not yet, you can sign up for a free 21-day trial on mangomint.com. And when you join that trial, you will have an account that is set up in what we call demo mode. You'll see that here. Now, demo mode is going to essentially fill your account with fake data. So you'll have some fake services, fake clients, even fake appointments that you can use and play with the system to kind of get to know Mangomint and how it works. Once you're finished with the demo information, you can then disable demo mode here. You'll quickly be able to see like what is a demo piece of information because it will have demo beside it. So you'll see here that there's demo beside this one client. That means when I disable demo mode, it will go away. Everything else that I've added that does not have demo beside it will be a true client that will stay in the system. So the first thing that you'll notice when you log into your trial account is the Getting Started page. So this is sort of the main navigation menu. So you'll have some key apps here at the top. So like your calendar, clients, sales, etc. The Getting Started page will disappear after you finish the onboarding section and you fully launch. And so when you first log in after launching, you will be taken directly to the calendar. But I want to focus on this Getting Started page and kind of show you guys some key links and information that can help you along your like getting started journey. The first is here, which is our chat support. I'm pretty biased, but I think we're pretty awesome, our support team. And so anytime that you need help, you can always reach out to chat support. After this page is gone, you can reach chat support here by clicking the chat bubble. We also have our Learning Center linked here. This is a really powerful tool for you to use all throughout your Mangomint journey. I use it every day. And so it is accessible via the web. You don't have to be logged into Mangomint to access it, but you'll be able to find that here. And then we have an amazing webinars page, which you've seen because you've signed up for this webinar. But there's also some old recordings of other features if you want to deep dive into that there. Another thing I do want to point out is if you click your name at the top, you will see the What's New section here. So all of those links, and this goes away, will live here. But there's also a What's New section. That's really nice. And it is basically a product changelog. So you can go and see what the newest thing in Mangomint is and what has been updated. You can even subscribe to updates so that you'll get an email when we launch a cool new feature or something changes in the software. So just a quick overview of like where to find some helpful tools. You'll see there's a few things that it will prompt you to try in Mangomint. But then what I really want to focus on is this setup guide down here. So this is a great place to kind of get started and where to begin, because it can be overwhelming starting a new software and learning like what to do first. So we've created kind of this checklist for you. So the first thing you'll want to do is enter in like your basic account setup. So we have direct links here to go to the settings. So it's going to have us enter our website and fill in our location, addresses, and tax rates, and then choose the features you need. So let's click Go to Settings and get started here. So when we do that, it will take me directly to the business setup page. And we have our business details here. So I can put in my business name, my website, the country, and the currency. I also have locations. So right now I have one location set up, but it lets me put in the address, the contact information for that location. So you may not want to put like your personal cell phone number here unless that's what you use currently. You would want to put in that location specific phone number and maybe an email address that they can reach that specific location at. this information goes out in the automated reminder messages for a client's appointment. So you don't want to put your personal info if that's not what you use, because then the clients will reach out there. You can also put your tax rates here. So if you have service tax or product tax, you will put that information in here. And then, of course, you'll put the time zone, right? We're a calendar booking system. So time zone is critical. You will pick the time zone that that location is in. If you need to add another location, you can do that at the bottom if you have 3 or 4. Each one can have their own tax rate, time zone, and information here. Next is phone numbers. This is the phone number that's assigned to your account that all of your automated messages and texts will come from. So if their client books an appointment and gets a text reminder the day before, this is where that comes from here. You'll also have the logo and branding page. So here you should be able to pick your brand color. You'll be able to pick your logo and your cover image. And then you will be able to even click here to preview the client page and sort of what that will look like on their end. Something to note about the color, you'll want to not make it too light of a color. And in fact, if you pick one, it will give you a warning. That's because the text is white. And so, a light color with white text is not going to look great and it will be difficult to read. So something to keep in mind there. The next thing is if you are signing up for our payroll processing, you can book a call with our payroll team here. If you're paying staff members through another payroll processor like ADP or Paychex, we can fully integrate that into Mangomint and do it on our end so that you don't have to put in their actual earnings. We can just put all of that in for you. We have that data here. So if that's something you're interested in, you could do that as well. So now back on the getting started page, I can check off like, hey, we've entered our business website. We have filled in our location and tax, information. I can then now choose the features that I need. So if I go to the settings, this is going to be our app manager. And it basically gives you all of the apps and tools that we have available. So if you don't use gift cards, you don't have to have this gift card page here. You can turn that off. If you want to, add a Shopify integration or MailChimp, if you don't want to use the time clocks, you can manage all of that here. Perfect. So I will close that. And now we have our basic account setup going. So the next thing we need to do is add staff and services, right? That makes sense. So we can go to add our staff members. So when you go to add a staff member, I can click that here. And essentially, I will just enter in all of the information here. So their first and last name. I will enter in an email so that they can get the invitation to join the Mangomint app. I will also put a phone number in. It's important that you put an actual email and phone number that staff member can use, because when you finish getting this set up, you can set notifications for that staff member. So maybe they want to get a text message when someone books online with them. We would obviously need the correct phone number for that. You also choose a gender. This is important later if you set up gender-specific services, like maybe a massage, and you let your clients choose, I would rather have a male or female person do the massage. You also have a non-binary option there as well. You can then choose the user type. So is this user an admin, meaning they have the keys to your kingdom, or is this a normal user? So we're going to pick normal user for now. It's also going to say what is their time clock pin, how they can clock in and out if you're using the time clock feature. So I can make a pin number here. It doesn't matter what it is for that. I will also choose, is this person a service provider? Meaning, are they going to be providing services? And we'll say, yeah, they are. And then great. If they're a service provider, are we going to enable them in online booking? You can also click for additional options here that says, hey, this person also requires a credit card in online booking. So once we hit create, you'll see that it says, hey, do you want to invite this person? So I can choose to send an invite or not right now. Don't worry, if I click not now, I can send the invite later here. So once we've created that staff profile, we then get a lot more options. So the first details page is pretty much what we've just set up. But then you'll see we also have now a notifications page. So this is where we can turn those notifications on and off for that staff member. We also have permissions. So because this person is not an admin, right? Like they have certain permissions that we can toggle on or off. So do we want this person to be able to change the status of appointments? There are a ton of permissions here. I won't go through each one here just for time's sake, but there's a great Learning Center article that walks you through each permission and what it does. And of course, if you also have questions about a specific permission, don't forget that chat bubble right here. Next, we're going to say, what services does this person perform? And so it's going to go through each, service that we have set up. Now I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So maybe if you're doing this first, you won't have any services. No worries. This is also talking to the service settings. So we can set that up later here. You're also going to want to put work hours. So I'm a service provider for this business, but when am I here? When am I working? Otherwise, how could I book online? So we can go in and pick work hours. So let's say I work Tuesdays and Wednesdays all day. And so I can go to a Tuesday and you can see I can change the dates here. But let's say I'm going to go to Tuesday and I'm going to say this is a repeating shift, meaning every Tuesday, I'm going to add a shift and I'm going to work 7 to 7. I like to do 2 long days instead of lots of short days. So I can scroll down and add that here and save. Now you'll see every Tuesday, I will have that 7 to 7 shift. I can go back and do the same thing for Wednesday. So maybe on Wednesday, I don't stay quite as long. I stay until, 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So now I have work hours in place, which will show up on the calendar. Next, I'm going to choose compensation. How do we pay this staff member? Are they on service commission, product commission, hourly, or a combination of all three? So let's say I pay service commission to this staff member. I can toggle that on, and you're going to get a few more options. Do they get a basic service commission, meaning I do $1,000, I get 40%, that's $400. Or is there a sliding scale, meaning I get commission based off of the dollar amount that I'm doing? So I can set that up here. There's a great Learning Center article if you want to learn more about sliding scale commission that you can find. So I'll just say that we're doing the 40% commission here just to keep it simple. I can also say, do they get product commission? Yeah, I'm going to give them 10% of product sales. And there's no hourly commission here or hourly pay here. They're just a service provider. They're not doing any front desk work or anything like that. So I'm going to leave that off. So now that we have that saved up, that's how you would create a staff member. I can also add their photo here. Be warned that this photo that you add will also show an online booking. So if it's like a funny photo that they love and like a salon inside joke, maybe don't put that here because that will show an online booking and your clients will see that. So we'll go back to the getting started page and we can say like, cool, I've added a staff member. I've also added work hours. Let's add services next. So we'll go there and this is a service setup. So same thing, I can add service categories. So like a facial category. You see, I have 2 of these. Maybe I made a mistake. Don't worry. I can drag this into this facial category here. Or I can leave it separate because this is all demo and I want to get rid of it later. Either way is fine. But essentially, you'll add a category. And then under the category, you'll see these add service buttons. When I add a service, it's going to walk you through essentially putting everything in. So I'm going to go through each tab here. If I hit edit, I can do the name, the duration. Does it have a processing or buffer time? If there is, it asks, how much. You can put a price in here. This is a deal. It's only $1. I can say, do I want to charge tax for this service? So if you have service taxes, I can toggle this on or off. I also have some additional options here. Like, does it require no staff members and only resources? So something like a sauna room, right? A staff member doesn't have to be there with the client, but I can create this sauna service that doesn't require anyone. Does it require 2 staff members? Think of a couples massage. Then are there any commission deductions here that we can look at? Next is staff. So who performs this service? Remember how I said the staff settings and the service settings kind of talk to each other? So we can go through, you see I toggled that on there, it toggled it on here. This is also where I can set up custom duration and pricing for a specific staff member. So maybe with this hydrofacial, right, I only do, an hour and 20 minutes instead of the full hour. I do it a little longer. And maybe I charge not the dollar, but I charge $10, right? So if they book with me, they will pay this price and it will be booked that long. So I have that option there as well. Resources. This is a great thing here. So I'm going to delete this so I can show you how to add it. So this is if you have a limited availability for a specific service. So maybe I have 6 people that can do this service, but only have one hydrofacial machine, right? And so like, well, even though 6 people are available, we can only book one at a time. The system is smart enough to know that, and you can add this resource in. And so I can pick a hydrofacial machine and save that. This means that it will only let the system book one hydrofacial at a time. I can also go to customizations. This is a great way to customize the online booking experience. We have a really great webinar over our service customizations that I recommend you check out. I can add that and maybe ask questions as we're booking or have people do add-ons. So some great examples of customizations that I've seen are like the silent service question. So when someone's booking a facial online, you could ask a question that says, hey, how talkative do you want to be? Do you want me to teach you what I'm doing? Do you want to just be peaceful and be quiet? Like you can let your clients choose, which can really let you customize that experience. I can also say like, well, maybe they want to add on a jelly mask and that's going to increase this price by $40, right? And so I can also have it increase the time. So maybe it also increases it by 15 minutes. So I can add these service customizations to the service. So that way when they're booked online, clients can choose. Next is the online booking tab. And so here we'll see, is this service available to be booked online? First and foremost, yes or no. More than likely, it's going to be a yes. I can also enter in a description here that people can click more info and online booking and read more about the service. I have a few other options here. Show prices minimum. So what this does, think about like maybe a color service. And so with a color service, right, it kind of depends on how long the client's hair is, right? Am I using 1 tube of color or am I using 4? And so I can say, well, the color service starts at $100. And it would show the minimum price with a plus sign beside it. I can say, I want this to show an online booking, but I don't want them to actually book it. I want them to have to call in. And so I can do a prompt to call with an explanation of why. I can also require a home address. This is great if you're going to offer like in-home services. I can say, I want to require a credit card or a deposit in online booking. So in this one, we're collecting the full payment, or I can do a partial deposit here. Now that is how we set up services. So you'll go through and put all of your services in so that they can be booked online and that they can be set up for you. Once you do that, you can check this off. And then we've also assigned our services to staff members. The next thing that we can talk about is a data transfer. So once you've done these first 2 steps, if you're getting started and new, you'll want to schedule a call with our onboarding team so that they can go over all of the data import options. So you'll be able to schedule a call and they'll be able to walk through, what can be imported and a timeline. They can also help you decide on a launch date here. So if you want to launch, it's August 20th, maybe I want to be launched on September 1st. Then we would want to get started on that data import and get things set up for you so that you're ready to go and you're live by that date. So our onboarding team will be really great in helping you with that. Next is payment setup. And so now that you have all the data in, everything set up as far as your staff and service members, how are you going to take payments? We have an internal payment processor called Mangomint Pay. It is free to have. You are only charged a processing fee per each transaction that you're doing. with Mangomint Pay. And so you can sign up for that. And this will link you to a Learning Center article that'll go over how Mangomint Pay works and kind of how to sign up. It's super easy. If you have all of this information, it should take about 10 to 15 minutes. You'll also want to order any equipment that you need. So do you need a card reader? Do you need an iPad for a front desk display? You can order that from our store here. Once you have that, then we'll want to be sure to get ready for launch. So the next thing is to review your cancellation policy. If you don't have a cancellation policy for your business, I really recommend it. You can put that in here. So if we go to settings, I can go to the cancellation policy here and put that in. So for appointments canceled or rescheduled within 24 hours, we charge 50%. This is what is in online booking that clients have to agree to. This is also what goes out in those emails. So maybe I also want to put this in the text messages as well, so that they're getting that when they get their text reminders, they're being reminded of that cancellation policy. Once we go down here, we can say add online booking to your website. So what you'll do is you can click Learn How. There's a Learning Center article that will walk you through, kind of the basic setup. But essentially, if we go to apps here and go to settings, I can also go to online booking and set up an integration. And so this is my online booking link. And then this is how the script that you'll need to copy and paste to put on your website so that it opens and works properly on the site that you're using. Now, like I said, we have a lot of Learning Center articles. So if you're using a Wix site, how to do that on Wix. If you're using a Square site, right, we have instructions for that. So check it out and let us know what questions you have on that. The last is to turn off appointment reminders in your old system and turn off them here. So as you're making that transfer, our onboarding team is really going to help you with that. But if I'm now going to start using Mangomint, I maybe don't want the appointment reminders from my old software sending things out. I want them here to be sent out. So they'll kind of walk you through the best way to do that and kind of a game plan on making sure that your clients aren't getting double notified, because that would be super annoying. And we know that our clients do not like that. So once all of this is set up, then you should be live and ready to go to launch. And again, any help that you need, you can schedule a call with your onboarding manager. You can also reach out to chat support. A couple other things to note, if just as a reminder, once we disable demo mode and this getting started page goes away, you can access all of those resources here at any time. And so the Learning Center webinar, What's New, and chat support are here. Also, of course, it's directly here as well. So I think that is all that I wanted to go over today. I hope everyone has a great day and take care.